Sweeney.
Okay, before I swear you in, it looks like you're both chewing gum. We treat this just like a courtroom, so if you could both throw the gum away.
I know, ma'am. I don't got no gun. This is care.
Okay, if you could refrain from eating during the hearing, I would appreciate that as well. If you were live in a courtroom, we wouldn't have gum or food at the bench. So just please remember this is court. Okay, if everyone can raise their right hands.
I don't like my life.
Do you each solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You may lower your hands. And somebody has like a squeaking noise in their background. Is there any way to stop that? I don't know what it is, but it's a little distracting. Okay, and before we begin, I just want to again talk a little about court. As I just said, this is court and we treat it just like that. So we speak in civil tones with one another and treat each other with respect. One person talks at a time. We typically take testimony. One person is going to be asked questions at a time by the AAG. If you're not the person being asked the questions, please don't answer for the other party or gasp or make noises. You might hear things that you don't like or you disagree with, or you might hear something you know the answer to and they don't, but just let the process work itself out. You'll be given a chance to be asked questions as well if you're not the person who goes first, and you'll both be given a chance to speak as well. I do want to hear from both of you, so just be patient. Also, please know I don't work with the OAG. And so if there's anything you've been telling them or sending into them, I don't have access to any of that and I'm not supposed to. So please be sure if it's important to make sure you say it during this hearing, because that's all I can base my ruling on is what comes out during this hearing. Lastly, I'm an associate judge. And so if at the end of this, you don't like my ruling, if we get to that point, you can request that the referring court in Galveston County hear the case. To do that, you have to put that request in writing and file it with the district office. You then have to coordinate with the referring court to get a hearing date, time, and location for your case. You then have to provide notice of the hearing date, time, and location to all the parties in the case, and then you have to attend the hearing. Ms. Laskowski, you may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. We are here today on the state's motion to modify that was filed on January 26, 2023. The pleading does, in the style, only include the child destiny. You have a trial amendment, agreement on a trial amendment from both parties to include both children.
Is there an AOP or is paternity established for the other child?
Yes, Your Honor. So the other child being Charisma, both parentage of both the children was established by genetic testing and in a default order establishing the parent-child relationship that was signed by the court on October 28th, 2022. That is the only issue that the order addressed. The order did not address conservatorship or possession and access or support. The state's current pleadings for modification do ask the court to address the issues of conservatorship and possession and access for the children. And I've got no agreements on any of that, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I'm not sure what happened at the last setting. I'm not sure there was service at the last setting. Are either of you wanting to hire an attorney on these issues?
No.
I don't know. I feel like if everything can get situated smoothly, it wouldn't be we wouldn't need no attorney.
Okay. In light of those responses, you may proceed, Ms. Laskowski.
All right. The state would call Ms. Sweeney. Ms. Sweeney, how many children do you have with Mr. Williams?
2.
All right. Where do they live?
They live with me.
Okay.
However, last time Dad got Destiny from grandmother, he has not returned her back
When was
home.
that? When was that?
That was November.
Okay. Do you are you and Mr. Williams able to communicate effectively about the children's needs?
We really don't get along verbally.
How do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Before we get into this, can I just clarify something?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
said he took the child in November. Have you seen Destiny since November?
He does not allow me to see her in
It's a
person.
yes, no question, ma'am. Yes, no.
No.
Okay, you may proceed, Ms. Laskowski.
All right. Ms. Sweeney, are you and Mr. Williams able to make decisions together about the children?
Not really. No. I was asking for monitored visitation for him, because right now we do not get along verbally. And
All right. Do you believe it's in the children's best interest for you and Mr. Williams to be appointed joint managing conservators of the children, where you both make decisions together for them?
we don't do well making school decisions or medical.
Okay. Can you give the court an example of some trouble you and Mr. Williams have had in that area?
Okay. When me and Mr. Williams actually resided together, the arrangement was where I did all the medical and I did all the school decisions and attendings. So just recently, Charisma just got assessed for dyslexia. Xavier is not mentally mature on a lot of issues that goes on with Charisma, to where he doesn't bring sound decision making to what Charisma needs in that area. And then with medical, Charisma in the past have had seizure issues, and he does not do well with his response to that. Now, Destiny, just recently, Destiny has been diagnosed with eczema, and they were looking into her having asthma. I cannot get no communication out of Dad where I can take Destiny to follow up with her doctor's appointment. He have completely not allowed me to know where he reside after I found out where he resided before. He originally was staying with his mother, but between mother and girlfriend, they've been moving around since all this been going on. And it's put a damper on me keeping up with medical, doctor's appointments for the Medicaid.
Ma'am, try to just answer the questions Ms. Laskowski answers, because it's hard to follow when everything moves around like that.
Well, she asked me to give an example of why I feel the way I feel.
Okay.
That was one of the main
Ms. Sweeney?
examples. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Sweeney?
Yes, ma'am.
When was the last time you saw, we'll ask about Destiny, since your allegation of Mr. Williams not letting you
Dad have let me FaceTime Destiny in spurts of a week or two in spurts. However, he would not let me meet up with her to see her in person. And even when even when my son tried to meet up with Destiny, he stood over my son and would not allow my son to see Destiny alone or bring her to spend a night. So I have not seen her since November. No, I take that back. I seen her right after Memorial Day at grandmother's house, and grandmother would not let me take Destiny away from there, nor did Dad. And then they had came up with her having a doctor's appointment and never brought her back. So that was right before Memorial Day.
I'm sorry.
However,
I thought, I'm confused. So he took Destiny in November. Memorial Day was months after that.
yes. So just
He didn't let you take the kid to the doctor, but then you said something about not, I'm confused.
Okay, so I haven't seen, Dad took Destiny in November. We visited grandmother and right before Memorial Day, Destiny was over there. However, Dad would not let me take Destiny with me.
Okay.
He made a big commotion between him and grandmother, and then he came up with taking her to a doctor's appointment, which they used my information on Medicaid and did all kind of stuff behind my back, because Dad was not even supposed to be able to use my Medicaid. So I haven't seen Destiny since then.
What kind of possession and access do you think is in the children's best interest for Mr. Williams to have?
I was asking for monitored visitation because right now,
What is that?
with-
What does monitored visitation mean to you?
I really don't know I don't really know what gives me a safe haven that Dad returns Destiny. I do
Who are
understand.
you asking to supervise?
My aunt, right now I have my aunt, that helps me a lot. And I also have my sisters.
Where do you think
sisters are there?
I'm sorry,
How many sisters are there?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay.
ma'am, where do you think these supervised visits should take place?
I prefer my aunt's house.
Okay.
I mean, well, right now, my sisters do come to my house, so if it was at my house, I just want somebody here because we don't do well alone, and I do understand that y'all have, as far as visitation stuff set in stone where he has to return, but I'm afraid that he won't return them right away and I have to go through steps to get them back.
How long do you think these periods of visitation should last?
Personally, right now, I haven't seen Destiny in a long time before Memorial Day. And I think maybe an hour or so. I don't think Dad does well with them spending the night because right now, as he's being at girlfriend house, she have 3 sons and they only have 2 bedrooms. Destiny don't even, when I FaceTime her, she don't even have her own sleeping area. There's not designation for the kids even when they visit Dad.
How many supervised visits do you think Mr. Williams should have before he's permitted to have unsupervised visits with the children?
I would say 10.
Okay. How are the children insured right now?
How are they insured?
Yes, ma'am.
They have Medicaid and I get SNAP.
Before we get on to this, you talked about Destiny. Has Charisma been visiting with Mr. Williams?
No.
Okay. When was the last time Charisma saw Mr. Williams?
Probably right before school ended. Dad had been like maybe in April, up to about April, Dad had been going to get Charisma from school before the school understood that he wasn't supposed to be picking her up. And he had been picking her up and not bringing her back, like picking her up on that Friday, not letting me know he was going to get her and didn't bring her back until I seen her from school that Monday. I had to start going to the bus stop because if Dad had got her from the bus stop, he didn't return her. But the main thing is when I did go and look for Destiny after Dad had took her in November, this had to been about it was probably March. I had to go and find Destiny and I found Destiny with Dad at the girlfriend house. Dad had the girlfriend put trespassing on me as if she didn't want me to come around there. And then all of a sudden they had moved after I had tried to do a welfare check. So right now, me and girlfriend have spoken over the phone and in person before Memorial Day, but I don't think we don't have good communication there either. So that's where I'm not really comfortable with the kids visiting girlfriend house. But like I said, I do know she have 3 big boys. They're anywhere from 10, 12, and I think 17. And she only have 2 bedrooms or whatnot, but they have not been around her boys and they do not have sleeping arrangement over there.
Ma'am, do you have private health insurance available to put the children on?
No, I've always carried them on Medicaid.
Does your employer offer insurance that you can put the children on?
They do not.
Okay. Is there any family violence between you and Mr. Williams?
Last family violence was April, as he had got physical to drag me out his house, and I've faced 3 different false charges that recently was dropped because of Dad and his sister filing false charges on me.
Does Mr. Williams know where you live now?
No.
Okay. Do you have safety concerns if you were to have to tell Mr. Williams where you live?
No. I think it's just more so me being afraid of him lurking around and trying to take the kids and not returning them. As long as I have somebody with me at the house, he don't act the same way he does when we're alone.
Does anyone else reside with you? Any other adults?
No, it's just me and the kids. Like I said, if my sister and them had to make arrangements to be here, they could.
So,
or even my aunt.
So living alone with the children, you still don't have any safety concerns with Mr. Williams knowing where you live?
I'd rather him not know where I live.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ma'am, the last time you were in court, I believe there were CPS issues going on. What happened to those?
They have been closed and I have closing letters.
Okay. Did they make any recommendations when they closed the case?
No, everything was fine. Basically, a lot of stuff I think Dad was doing because he was verbalizing to me that he would call CPS. He was trying to get it to prolong and hinder things
Okay.
with
And
court.
ma'am, one other question. When they closed the case, where were the children physically living?
Oh, with me.
Okay, okay, you may proceed, Ms. Laskowski.
Yes, ma'am.
The state would call Mr. Williams.
Yes, I'm here.
Mr. Williams, are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
Okay, when was the last time you worked?
December last year.
Okay. Do you believe it's in the children's best interest for you and Ms. Sweeney to be appointed joint managing conservators?
Actually, I don't. I feel like the kids should stay with me, needs to be with me because of Miss Kanisha Sweeney's actions and everything that she has going on with herself. She's not consistent with the kids. The CPS case started because of her leaving the babies at the house by themselves. Whenever her friend Sherelle gets home at 3 o'clock in the morning, the kids be there, baby crying, pamper not changed, kids up at night. Kanisha's nowhere in sight, probably at the club. Kanisha goes to the club almost every night. Kanisha got a double life. Kanisha just cut off. I just heard from one of my nieces that Kanisha just cut off Charisma's hair, and now Charisma's going to have to go back to school with her hair looking real crazy, and it's gonna open it up for her friends to talk about her and laugh at her, and it's gonna be a forever mark on her, you know. And it's like Kanisha just being abusive. Kanisha don't let me speak with Charisma at all. Charisma loves her daddy. She loves me. And Kanisha don't let me talk to her or anything. Every time I talk to and speak to her and they actually answer the phone, they tell me she's asleep. You know, and that, as a father, it hurts me to death, you know, because it's like every time I call her youngest, her older daughter, Alasia, I be like, how you doing, Alasia? Well, Charisma. She say, Charisma sleep. And it's like Kanisha just telling her whenever Tara call, just tell her Charisma sleep. And whenever Kanisha's called and talk to Destiny, I always answer the phone. And you know, I actually call on video chat so she can speak with Destiny. And Kanisha seen Destiny, and Kanisha seen Destiny. Kanisha trying to make it seem like she haven't never seen Destiny, but Kanisha comes by my house, spends the night in my house, and she be with the kids. Then even after she haven't seen Destiny, Kanisha still go to the club while the kids at home. Kanisha don't care about them kids like that. Kanisha Kanisha was in my house trying to Kanisha was in my house trying to talk to my brothers. Kanisha going to the club with my brothers, having drinks with my brothers while the kids is at home. Kanisha, man, my kids love me. My kids will rather be with me. And every time, anything ever happened with Kanisha, it's under report. I have police reports. I have CPS reports.
Okay. All right. Is there any family violence between you and Ms. Sweeney?
Not at all.
All right. Does Ms. Sweeney know where you live now?
Kanisha, yeah, Kanisha know I stay with my mama. Kanisha know I be at my mother's house. Kanisha will call my mother.
Okay, you've answered the question. Let me ask another one. All right. If you were to move, do you have safety concerns having to tell Ms. Sweeney your new address?
No, I wouldn't have any concerns with Kanisha knowing my address.
Okay, ma'am, the child should not be in court.
Okay, thank you.
You all might need to consult lawyers at some point. If you want a judge to interview a child, there's things you have to do.
Okay.
This is not a free-for-all. I know you all went through some CPS stuff, so you're used to government protocol. Court is not a place to just view information. You're supposed to listen to the questions and answer them concisely. I know you're both angry with each other.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry.
Ma'am, I'm not asking for a response right now.
Okay.
I hear anger from both of you.
I don't have that.
And I'm a little concerned about the children. This is not CPS though, so be aware of that.
Yes,
May I proceed, Ms. Laskowski?
Mr. Williams, do you have any other children besides Charisma and Destiny that are under the age of 18?
Excuse me, can you say it again? The last part?
Any other children besides Destiny and Charisma that are under the age of 18?
No, I don't.
I know the girlfriend. Stay out the way. It's very Jan. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Cross over that.
Ask the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, the state doesn't represent either of you. I'm going to give you both a chance to speak now. Please try to stay relevant to the issues. And please remember, I don't know your personal lives except for what I've heard today. Sometimes people take for granted that I know about sisters or I know about things. Please try to think about what you're saying, and remember, I'm like a stranger, and so make sure what you say would make sense to someone who doesn't know all your background. Ms. Sweeney, is there anything you'd like to say?
First of all, I'm not angry. I am upset that I have not seen my baby since she was 1 and now she's 2. I am upset that Destiny calls his girlfriend mother. I am upset that that dad goes along with this. It's all out of malice. And because he is 31 and immature, like all of what he have said, that is very irrelevant when you're not in a relationship and he has a whole nother relationship. Me and the girlfriend, we have been cordial to some degree. However, he plays a very big role in how cordial we can be. So like all of what he said, because of immaturity is why we don't get along well as far as the kids go. However, I'm over the upset.
Okay.
Over being angry.
1 second. That's an important question that I actually need to answer. When did you all separate?
We actually had separated during the time that I was carrying Destiny.
Some dates, because every time you answer a question like that, I have to then think, when is that? When was that? Do math, and then I can't concentrate on what you're saying.
Right. So September, me and Dad, September 2020, me and Dad was not together. I got pregnant with Destiny, and during the pregnancy, me and Dad was somewhat cordial. However, after I had Destiny, because of the living arrangements, I resided with Dad. However, it was understood that we was co-parents. We was not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. When did you stop sharing a house together?
Dad stopped staying with me June of 2020. Then I was staying at his mom's, and then I started staying at Dad's house that he had September 2020. And because of him being physically abusive, I had left from there twice as I went to my best friend's house. So my last time residing at Dad's house, it was April of 2022.
Okay. So until April of 2022, you were both raising both kids.
Yes.
Okay. And how was he an involved dad?
Yes, he was involved. He was I resided in his household and he paid bills. As far as clothes and whatnot for the kids, I did that part.
Okay. And then from April 2022 until November of 2022, what kind of visitation was going on?
Dad was not visiting with the kids because we had left on physical abusive terms.
So you're saying between April 2022 and November 2022, Mr. Williams did not see either child?
Right. Well, he had seen them in spurts, but not. He came and visited them at my friend's house. They had not been at his house.
How often did he visit at the friend's house?
Maybe twice.
How did he take Destiny in 2022?
We had went to go visit grandmother for Thanksgiving. We had been at grandmother's house for 2 days. And on that third day, Dad had came and got the kids from grandmother at 3-something in the morning. Grandmother claimed she did not know Dad was still at her house and that she did not give the kids to him. He had originally taken, I have 3 kids. He had originally taken all 3, like on a Saturday, and then he returned Alasia and Charisma to school and didn't return Destiny. And I think I gave you some wrong dates. Me and Dad had actually left each other alone when Charisma originally was 3. Dad had stayed out of town, and then somewhere in like about 2020, Dad had came back and was staying in my apartment before I moved because Dad didn't have nowhere to stay. And that's pretty much the dating.
Is there anything else you'd like to say, Ms. Sweeney?
Since when Dad put me and the kids out in April, Dad did not give me and the kids our belongings. There's many of my belongings that I never got, and some belongings that the kids did not get. As far as Destiny go, there's a lot of since he been having Destiny, he have, from me seeing her FaceTime, from my understanding, the girlfriend have supported Destiny, and he have not helped me in any form or fashion with Charisma. And that's it.
Mr. Williams, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, you know, I just want to go. It's been a lot going on. First of all, Kanisha, ever since I've been in a relationship with her, Kanisha always have caused trouble with my parents, with my grandmother, with my sisters, with even with her sisters, her father. Everyone can attest to the fact that Kanisha don't deserve kids, and Kanisha is not a good person. Kanisha don't do anything but find fault in people, yell at people, even at the children. She talks to them crazy. She belittle them. She beat them. I feel like she favor Alasia more than she favor Charisma. She'll say smart, like little smart mouth things to Charisma to hurt her feelings, and it's Charisma, as her being a child, she wouldn't have a heart to talk back to her mother or say anything. So Charisma, as being a 7-year-old, and when she was 6, 5, and 4, she would just sit there and just take the physical and the mental abuse from her mother. You know, she have a history of doing drugs. You know, she go to the club every night, like I say. She be popping X pills and everything, like I say. She sleep with everybody, you know, from all I'm concerned with, because I see her phone and her text messages, and it can attest to the fact that she have a lot going on with herself. When I was in a relationship, even when I wasn't in a relationship with her, I had my own apartment complex. Kanisha Sweeney came and stayed with me. Kanisha got me kicked out, got me evicted from my house because she kept on coming back to my house, either after I called the police on her plenty of times. Kanisha would still come back to my house. She'll argue with the police. She'll argue with me. And to the point to where the police told me, sir, the only thing we have to do at this point is to ask you to leave your own house for the sake of all this. So I ended up having to move from my own house to accommodate Kanisha and her attitude. And when it did get to the point to where Kanisha didn't reside with me anymore, the children resided with me. Charisma and Destiny stayed with me. Alasia had to leave with her mother because the police came to the door and told me. He was like, well, sir, since you put out her mother, we're not going to make these kids leave the house. But we will have to ask you to let Alasia leave, because that's not your daughter, that's hers. So so Alasia went with her mother, and the kids stayed with me. And the whole time, Kanisha called CPS
When is this
on
time
me.
frame you're talking about, sir?
This happened last year, like around April of last year, September of last year, when this is around the time when me and Kanisha's relationship was just over for good, because
So you're
all the
saying,
cheating,
when did,
all the arguing.
let's hear your timeline of stuff, because I'm not sure it matches hers, but I'm not sure. And speak a little slower, please. It's very hard to follow all this. So when do you think you all separated for the last time?
The last time me and Kanisha actually separated is when I stayed on Veronica Street, and this was last year, around April. Actually, Judge, even after the times when Kanisha when she had to leave my house, Kanisha kept on coming back to my house, because Kanisha I ain't trying to spread no salt on her, but Kanisha get kicked out everywhere she go. And once she get kicked out of one place, she really defaults and come back to my house.
Right now, I'm trying to just get a time frame. You can do the commentary stuff later, but it just takes my head down a different path, and I can't do this. So in April of 2022, you all separated. Okay, and then what kind of visitation, or when did you see the kids, or did you take the kids? What happened?
Yes, I actually had the kids when Kanisha left my house. The kids was actually at my house, so the kids was been with me. Then
so you got, when was CPS involved?
CPS was involved right after that, actually, because Kanisha I don't know what ended up happening to where CPS got involved. CPS got involved a couple of times, because it's not been one time or two times, but CPS been involved a couple of times. It ended up to the point where CPS ended up taking the kids from her because she violated the CPS contract or whatever they had. So CPS actually took the kids from her and was giving them to me, but I didn't have the AOP, the parental papers and things. So they actually gave the kids to my mother. So when the kids was with my mother, they was also living in my house on 1104 Veronica Street. And it was to a point.
What time frame are you talking about, sir? Sir, what time are we talking?
I'm talking about last year. I
need more specifics than that, because it not happened last year.
Yeah, all of this happened last year. Let me see. April, May, June, July, August, September. This happened like probably like May May of last year.
Ma'am, you're gonna get your turn, but you might want to write notes because this is gonna be a while. Okay. So you think May of 2022, CPS took the kids from her and gave them to your mother who was living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when did she get the kids back if you had the kids when she left?
I was actually at work one day, and my mother, she said that my mother, you know, she likes Kanisha. You know, her and Kanisha got
So
a
that's not
crazy
answering the
relationship.
question?
I'm going to answer it, but because this
Yeah.
what happened. My mother, when I was at work, my mother gave the kids back to Kanisha.
Okay.
Unknowingly. I didn't know until I got home and found the kids was gone. I asked my mother where they were, and she told me that she gave them back to Kanisha when Kanisha wasn't even supposed to have the kids
Why was she not supposed to have them at that time?
because she still had a CPS case going, and she was not supposed to have the kids in her possession. And if if this was the case, if Kanisha had a kid on her, she always had to have somebody else with her because she wasn't supposed to be with kids by herself. But Kanisha was always herself with them kids. It was no one supervising Kanisha with the kids or anything. And even that, all the CPS cases got pushed away, and they ended up ending it. Even though Kanisha was still violating her CPS lease and everything, the people with CPS, they still pushed the case through and they ended it for her.
Okay. Okay. Is
Yes,
there anything
ma'am.
else you'd
Yeah,
like to say,
Kanisha-
sir?
Yes, Kanisha don't let me speak with charisma. Charisma, like I say, I love charisma, I love Destiny, and the kids love me. Whenever Destiny speaks with her mother on video chat, Destiny run away from the phone because how mean Kanisha used to be with her when she was younger. Destiny is 2 years old, and she has never forgot that. Destiny still look at Kanisha, and whenever she see Kanisha on the phone, she say, "You mean." And I don't put that in her mouth at all. You know, because it's up to me. If it was up to me, we'd have a lovely family. You know, everything be all good. But the truth is that Kanisha is very, very verbally abusive. She verbally abusive to the kids, and it hurts me to have to sit in the position that I'm in to just let the things that go on. But you know, I guess like after these court cases and everything, I pray to God that everything get back to the way it really supposed to be.
It's gonna be a different day.
And I do for my children. She say that I don't do nothing but pay bills, but I even do for her child, Alasia. Like that's my child. You know, I buy her things, I take her places. You know, and I interact with her if she is my own child. So it's man. It's just a lot going on with Kanisha, man. And I just wish all this stuff would be resolved. Yes, and CPS even gave me custody of Alasia as well. When we was on the CPS case, the dad of Alasia and Kanisha made it agreeable to that Alasia can come and stay with me while Kanisha was not around her kids, and that's a fact.
Okay. But right now, CPS gave all those 3 children back to Miss Sweeney?
No, ma'am. CPS didn't do anything. Actually, my mother gave the kids back to Miss Sweeney. CPS
But they closed the case knowing the kids were in her possession?
CPS closed the case knowing that they was in her possession.
Did they?
I don't know. I can't say yes or no. I'm not sure. Because
Okay.
by time I had Destiny, was the CPS case still going when I had Destiny? Yeah, by
You're not
time I
supposed to be
got
asking
Destiny,
other people. Sir, this is like court. You don't get to just yell to people in the back and ask questions in the middle of court. If you want to put on witnesses, you're free to put on witnesses, but you can't just be yelling at people.
Can I put on a witness, please?
Give me one moment. Is there anything else you'd like to say, sir?
Not this time.
Okay, what witness do you want to put on?
I want to put on my sister Angela Jones, Angela Gray.
Sure.
Okay, Ms.
Sure.
Laskowski
Yeah.
or Ms. Sweeney, do you have any
Yeah.
objections to him putting on a witness?
Yes, my last false charges that I had came from Angela Jones. She didn't report to court. The 2 times that she filed false charges on me and her are not to be around each other. No, I disagree with Angela Jones.
Okay, Ms. Laskowski, do you have any legal objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, sir, you may put her on. We have to swear her in though. And I don't know how you're gonna do
Okay.
it with one device, but it's on you. You're the litigant.
Yes, ma'am. I'm about to give her the phone now. AJ, hey, you my witness, so they about to ask you your name and they want you to testify.
No, they don't, you do. Let's be honest. Okay,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
what's your name?
Angela Gray.
Okay, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear that any testimony you give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you may lower your hand. And Mr. Williams, you may ask her questions.
Mr. Williams asked me questions.
Yes, you are his witness.
Okay, let's go. Here, right
Okay,
here.
here I go.
I see the people too. Hold on.
Sir, it's your turn to ask her questions.
All right, AJ. Did would you testify that Kenisha is an abusive mother to the kids?
Yes, she is.
Would you testify that she is a verbally abusive mother to everyone? So that she come across either to me, you, my mother, my grandmother, even the kids or her sisters?
Yes. The kids are terrified of her.
Can you testify that I'm a great father and I take care of my kids with love and I teach them about God?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He is a better parent than her. She has a very bad drug problem. She think everything funny. As you can see, she's sitting here laughing.
You are funny.
What drugs
Where
does she
do
take?
we start?
X pills.
X pills. She smokes crystal meth,
Come on, Sarah.
cocaine.
All of those drugs are.
Sir, I'm asking your witness. You're not a witness right now.
That's
Okay.
why
Do you have
her
any
kids
other
are taking
questions,
her one
Mr. Williams,
for
for your witness?
What do you know about the CPS case that Kenisha had?
which one?
The one where she first, the one where Elijah when she broke in my house and Elijah went
Okay.
through the glass window and she the CPS. That's how the CPS case first initially came because
Sir, you're not testifying right now. You have a witness.
This is what happened. This is what happened. How it started. Kanisha would go back and forth from my brother's house to her girlfriend's house. She'll argue. She'll start
Girlfriend.
arguments with my brother when he come home from work. He'll tell her, he tired, that but she won't stop. It's like she get jealous that the kids get attention, but they weren't together. So she every night, and you can pull the police records. My brother would have to call the police on her every night. The police made her leave for trespassing, and my brother was not there, and me and my children were staying there. And she would come to the house, even though my brother wasn't there. So one day she broke into I had to file harassment charges on her because she threatened to burn the house down with my children in it. She said that she hoped that my oldest daughter got raped. She said that when my ex-husband dragged me with the
Ma'am,
car,
I'm going to
he
object.
almost
This
killed
does not answer his question about the CPS charges.
I'm getting there.
Okay, you get there
And she said
sooner.
I filed harassment charges. So she ended up breaking into the house when me and my children were there. That's when CPS first got involved, and they gave my brother temporary custody of his children.
What time frame was this?
This was what? Okay, they went to.
Probably May.
Sir, you're
This
not
was
supposed to be
towards the
answering.
beginning of the
This,
I'm
school
sorry.
guys,
so
this is
sorry.
not a collaboration testimony. She's your
I'm trying to
witness.
see if this was maybe around. I want to say maybe around October, September.
Of what year?
Possibly 22. So when she broke into the house, she broke her and her oldest daughter. She had her oldest daughter helping her break in. They broke in. The police came. She was still in the house. They took her to jail. CPS gave my brother temporary custody of his children. A CPS caseworker came and said that she had went to the school and took care of everything that she needed to because Kenisha, it was a restraining order against her, and she was not supposed to get the children at all. And she went and picked up.
All this has been dismissed now, so I'm not sure this is relevant at this time.
You asked me about the CPS case.
I did not. He did.
What was the question?
Mr. Williams is asking questions right now. I just wanted to know timeframes of what we're all talking about.
Okay, so
Mr. Williams, do you have any relevant questions for Ms. Jones?
When the last time Kenisha seen Destiny?
She see all the time on video chat. Now I know that for a fact, and that's how I recorded.
All right.
She
Thank you.
she saw at Mama house not too long ago.
Thank you, AJ.
Y'all.
All right, and I have another witness I'd like to put up.
No. Other people get a chance to ask your witness questions, sir. Ms. Laskowski, do you have any questions for Ms. Jones?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Sweeney, do you have any questions for Ms. Jones?
I sure don't.
Question? You do not? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jones. We appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
And
All
who's
right,
your other
and I have
witness?
my girlfriend. Yes, ma'am. I have my girlfriend. She was also in my house when Kenisha was over there seeing my daughter. When
Okay.
Kenisha,
Let me just, before this drags on, y'all. In Galveston, we limit hearings. AJs especially do this. I'm probably going to do a temporary order today. I'm going to give you both a chance if you'd like to consult lawyers and have people actually represent you. we can't divide kids in half. We can't separate them and not let them see parents, not unless people are truly terrible. There's a lot of allegations going back and forth here. There's a lot of he said, she said. Does your girlfriend have anything new that she needs to say that hasn't already been said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one second. Ms. Sweeney?
Yes. So first of all, as far as any CPS issues, I have documentations in black and white that I can give to the Attorney General where they have closed every case, what the allegations was, and that the kids were never removed from me. I have a police report showing that Todd was physically abusive and how protective orders was supposed to be served against him and whatnot. However, as far as time frame, where you're really confused at, in 2014, me and Todd was no longer boyfriend and girlfriend. In 2019, Todd had came back from North Dakota and did not want to reside with his mother or sisters, so he had stayed at my place. Me and Todd in June of 2020 had discussed being back together. Well, Todd, my thing is this. Todd is telling you that I last left from his residing with him at his house in April. That was only because on 2 different occasions, as me and Todd was going to get a place together, and I moved from his mom's house to staying at the other place, I had no family support, so he was allowing me and the kids to reside there. So in 2020, before I had Destiny, me and Charisma and Alasia was residing there. We had got into a physical altercation, and there are police reports stating this. I then went to my best friend's house, Sherelle. The entire time that the kids was in school, we resided at Sherelle's house. However, Sherelle was on Section 8, so I really wasn't supposed to be residing there. So as I contact Todd again, if he didn't mind giving us a place to stay until I got on my feet to get a place of my own, could I do that? He said yes. This was now January of 2022, 23. And because he got physically abusive again in April of 2022, am I saying that right? 2022, not 23, 22. Because he got physically abusive again, and I have police reports stating this, is why I went back to Sherelle's house, and I was in between Sherelle and my sisters. However, on every CPS case, they will state that the kids resided with me. When the initial case started was because I did go through a window with the kid as I was trying to get my belongings that Todd did not give for me and the kids. However, CPS could not reach him. But I do have documentation for every CPS case. Todd kept calling CPS, so I had a total of 5 CPS cases with a month apart. I have documentation for everything.
Okay.
And this is my problem. This is my biggest problem. Todd has done this every time of trying to prolong the situation. And why I don't have Destiny is because of having pending child support order. And that's why the judge, when I asked for the writ habeas corpus to be done, the judge said, well, because you have a pending child support order, I'm going to let child support handle this. I need this to be over. Well, what I'm saying to you is you're going off of allegations.
Please stop talking, because I'm ready to rule. I just need a few more things from you all, but I need you all to let me talk.
Okay.
I've tried to stop you a few times. Okay.
Hold on now, right now.
Are you
Right
now? Are you all available for this hearing? I'm hearing a lot of side talks, which I don't know how to handle.
I'm
Are you available?
I'm listening.
Okay. Do you all both live in Galveston County?
No, Todd is right now over in Harris.
Sir, are you living in Harris County?
Yes, ma'am.
What part of Harris County? It's very big.
Like southeast.
Like the Clear Lake area? Hobby?
Yeah, like off Martin Luther King. The south side of Houston. Like Martin Luther King, 610.
Are you near 288?
Close by 288.
So 288 and 610 area?
Right, yeah, somewhat close by there. Yes.
Okay, so really just more the south, not the southeast. Okay.
I have one thing to say, Judge. The Attorney General had a hard time finding Todd, and that's why they put that last order out, because as
No, ma'am,
Todd's
I
address,
was there, ma'am, that's not what happened last time.
that is what happened.
Okay, well, maybe that affected things before it got to me, but I have my own notes about what happened in court.
Well,
So-
no, I'm not talking about court. I'm talking about Todd's residing address.
Okay, ma'am, we're not going down. I understand that there's a lot of animosity and there's a story.
There's not no
everything in your case,
animosity.
But I don't need to
Everything
hear
that-
every story. Okay?
Everything
So
that's
please let me
going on
rule.
right now, everything that's going on, Judge, that you should have in front of you, you see it in black and white. This been going on for a while.
Okay, ma'am, you're
They
making me
have to-
reconsider my ruling right now. Let me just let you know that. And I don't think you want me to do that.
I just don't like the word of accusations, because what we're here for today, everything is in the system. Everything.
Didn't I
that-
tell you in the beginning, I don't work with the AG's office. There's things I don't get to see and there's things I shouldn't be seeing. So,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was talking about residing address.
okay, but if there's not a I'm not asking that to get drama. I'm asking it because I need the information to make my ruling, ma'am. And there's a time constraint here. We can't just, this could take days if every question has a story.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Okay,
sometimes when I ask a question, I honestly just want the answer
Okay.
so I can,
Right.
I know what I'm ruling. I just need the details filled in because I don't know the details.
okay,
Okay?
okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ma'am, what part of Galveston are you in? Are you like on the island? Are you more like in northern Galveston?
I'm on the island.
Okay. We're just gonna dig into this. I'm gonna do a temporary order. And we're gonna be coming back to court to kind of see where things are and how things are going. Again, you both might want to consult lawyers. There's some serious, and I know you don't like this word, ma'am, but they are allegations. And so on both sides. So you might want to consult lawyers to see how to better present this or flush it out, maybe do discovery on some of these issues.
My problem is your wording of allegations.
Okay,
That's
ma'am,
my
ma'am.
problem. I have a problem with you using the word allegations. Today is my
Ma'am,
first
ma'am.
time of understanding that you don't see the same thing that the Attorney General see. They had me bringing in documentation stating that this was
Ma'am?
going to give.
Ma'am, Ms. Laskowski, is there any documents that you need to present to me?
Your Honor, we do have some criminal complaints, but those are from 2022. Which it appears court has additional information on that on them having been dismissed. So I don't think I have any new information to provide.
Okay.
The only information I have to provide is something that Mr. Williams has already testified to in regard to how long he is alleging he's had possession of the child Destiny.
Okay.
That's our testimony's already been provided by Mr. Williams on that.
Okay, and again, I am going to make my ruling now. Let me just set some ground parameters for my ruling. I'm going to have to ask questions as I make this ruling. When I ask the questions, I would appreciate just a direct answer. I understand that there's history behind these answers, and I appreciate that you want to share it with me, but at this point, I'm trying to get through the ruling and make this work for everyone to the best possible. You don't want me guessing locations for you all because I'm going to pick places I know that might not work for you. So I have to do this, but we're going to try and get through this. These are temporary orders. You will get a chance to come back and have a full-blown final trial. Again, you might want to consult lawyers. They are skilled at how to present evidence, and it might help either of your cases. This is going to be a temporary order. I'm ordering that both of you take parenting classes per Galveston County local rules. Ms. Laskowski, I believe you can go on to some of the district court websites and
I've already had parenting classes with CPS. And
okay,
I have
ma'am,
Yes.
I'm about to change my ruling. I was about to have Destiny returned to you today, and you're making me reconsider this because you are fighting me at every step of this. And if you're fighting the judge, I can't imagine what Mr. Williams had to go through.
No, what I'm asking is the parenting classes is the same as the CPS parenting class.
I do not know if it's the same, but I'm
Oh.
making you take it again because I'm concerned about your children.
Okay,
So I do not know if it's the same. I'm guessing it's not. But regardless, even if it is, I'm making you both take it again, and you're both required to file the proof that you took the parenting classes before the
Okay.
next trial setting.
okay.
Okay, on a completely different note, I'm ordering Mr. Williams into the Choices Program. Oh, can Harris County participate, Ms. Laskowski?
If you would like me to take a recess to check with our choices representative, I can do that.
Yeah, let's take a very brief recess to see if he can participate
That's
or
a
not.
yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
Ms. As a Harris County resident, Mr. Williams would be eligible to participate in the Choices Program.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to put you into the Choices Program, sir. It helps with job searching. It sounds like you're already in the process. This program is, it's better than just going to the work source because you might have already done that. It's kind of like hand holding. They'll truly like go over your resume with you with interviewing skills. They'll direct you to places that hire in whatever skill sets you have. If you need to build on skill sets, they can even help with that. So it's a good program to help you find a job. And I'm also going to order an injunction against both of them using any illicit drugs while in the possession of the children. I'm going to order right now that Ms. Sweeney is the sole managing conservator and Mr. Williams is the possessory conservator. I'm doing a residency restriction of Galveston and contiguous counties. I'm ordering that Destiny be returned today by 5 p.m. And I'm going to be ordering that Mr. Williams have a standard possession order. The first, third, and fifth weekends, shared holidays, no summer possession for 2023 because he's had Destiny and we're about to hit August and the summer is basically over.
What about charisma?
You're going to have standard possession for both children, but she already has charisma, doesn't she?
Yes, but she won't let me speak with charisma at all.
Sure, let me finish my ruling. Let me finish my ruling. And then if you all don't end up following the orders I do, that's, you need, again, you might want to consult lawyers at that point to see how to enforce orders or to tell me this, to better present it to me when you all come back. But right now I'm making rulings and obviously what you've all been doing, I'm just going to say this to both of you, not acceptable. Both of you have kept kids from the other parent and I get why. I'm not, you know, I get it. But from going forward, you know, these are your children. And I know you both have concerns, but you both made these children and you're both their parents. And so going forward, I'm going to set up visitation where we're going to have a neutral pickup and drop off. Ideally, possibly even someone else does this pickup and drop off, but that's part of the questions I'm going to be needing to ask in this ruling. But I expect for him to have, the reason he's getting a standard possession order, sir, is you are a dad, you're an involved dad, and I want you seeing the kids. But I also want you returning them, and I want the kids to have a schedule, and I want them to see both of you. And I want them to know that they're going to see both of you, and that I want them to see each other. And so that's where this ruling is coming from. You know, I can't change the past, but I can try to move you forward, and that's what I'm trying to do. You know, you both obviously have concerns about the other's parenting, and maybe those concerns are very valid. I'm not saying they're not. You know, definitely let me know if you continue to have the concerns on final. But for now, I did hear that you're both involved parents. You know, most kids, there are kids that really don't get along, but your kids are young enough. They can't possibly have that issue yet. I want them seeing each other. I want them seeing both of you. I want you to see your children, sir. I want you to have them in your house. I want you to have them in your house, ma'am. I want you both to be parents. And yes, you're going to be doing it separately. You obviously don't get along well. And that's, you know, that's okay. No one can force you to get along well. And I'm not expecting you to. And so returning Destiny today, you're going to have the standard possession order, sir, which is the first, third, and fifth weekends of the month. Technically, well, right now we're still in summer, but when school ends on Fridays through Monday morning, you're getting the full-blown standard possession order, sir. I'm not restricting that in any way, shape, or form. The only thing I'm going to do is have your pickup and drop-offs at a neutral location, because when you two are together, it seems like bad things happen, and it brings out the worst of both of you. And you're both better than that, and your kids need to see the better part of both of you. So is there a neutral location that you all can think of that would work for you?
I say either Tanger Outlet.
I can meet her at Walmart would be a better, because Tanger Outlet is off the highway and it's not easy accessible. But Walmart, I can easily make
Walmart like at El Dorado? Is it at
no, Walmart, no, Lamarck.
Lamarck Walmart. Okay. Yeah, and he is right. There's a lot of construction right now. Hopefully it won't go on forever. But yeah, getting to Tanger is kind of torture, and leaving Tanger is almost worse for him because he has to drive to Walmart basically to leave. He has to pass the Walmart to leave Tanger anyway. So yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you have a specific location at the Walmart? So you're not all, it's pretty big.
Yeah, we can go to the gas station at the Walmart.
Is that okay, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Will I be able to give my daughter a hug when I see her on these visits, on these pickup trips?
You're gonna when you pick up your which daughter, the third one? That's
Charisma, not the one I have possession of, but Charisma. I haven't seen her. I just at least want to give her a hug and talk to her today when I drop off Destiny at least.
And ma'am, are you able to do that? Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Okay, and both of you can encourage this. Okay. And then this weekend, sir, is the first weekend. So you're gonna have this weekend visitation.
Okay, so will it start on Friday?
I believe so, because it's not during the school year yet. Because during the school year, you get Thursdays actually. So you'll start Thursday all the way through Monday during the school year, but you're not there yet. It's close. So yeah, it would start, on Friday. Yeah. Friday the 4th. You'll get visitation.
Friday the 4th.
Yeah, so you'll see both of them. Not that you shouldn't hug her today. But again, I'm not, I thought about your visitation a lot, and I think you need to see them. And we'll see how this goes for everybody.
Will we do the same time? Will we do the same time every week, 5 o'clock or something?
What works for y'all?
5 o'clock, I guess. I guess 5 o'clock would be good. 6 o'clock. That's traffic time too.
Yeah, it's
How about-
not easy
how
when
about
it's
6 o'clock?
part.
6 o'clock will be fine.
Would you prefer 6, sir? And that way, if you get a job, it'll give you a little more time to get there.
Okay.
6 o'clock Fridays to, and when do you want to do the returns?
I guess back to 6 o'clock. When Tuesday?
Did you say Tuesday?
No,
No, it's Monday morning or Sunday evening.
Sunday evening.
Not Monday morning, please, because I want as much time as I can with my kids.
But you're going to have to make these drives, sir. And when school starts, you're going to be having to return to school. Are you really going to be able to do that from South Houston all the way to the island?
I prefer Sunday evening because I don't like the idea of them going from his house to school. Like I say, Charisma have dyslexia and things that's going on.
I'm going to stop you before you say something that's going to make the situation worse.
I'm being serious.
I know you're being serious, but I'm trying to move everyone forward. So, sir, do you really think you're going to be able to get from like 610 and 288 all the way down to the island to get a child to school and then you to a job, most likely?
Absolutely. I have done it. If it needs be, I have closer locations to be for school time to get her there. But most I make sure she's at school on time.
Ms. Laskowski, can you figure out the mileage?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I actually had Charisma.
One moment, because you might not be at that. You might be in the other, and you might be within 50 and 100 miles, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking you are, because it's about,
Depending on the exact route.
yeah. Okay, so sir, you're in the standard possession order for over 50 miles, which is 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. Oh, 3 days.
Friday to Sunday.
Okay. And Kanisha gonna have them the other 4?
Yes. You're gonna get a copy of this order, and you'll be able to ask the AG any questions. We're gonna have to start checking people in for the 11:30 docket, y'all. Okay, so that's the visitation. The exchange is today at 5 at the Walmart. Pickup and drop-offs will be at the Walmart gas station too. I'm going to order the non-disclosure finding for Ms. Sweeney, and I'm ordering them to communicate through app close. It's an app you're going to have to download to your phones. It will record all your communications. If you need to print them out to show me, the police, CPS, anyone, it can be done. Hopefully you won't need to. Hopefully everyone will just use it to communicate about the kids and keep everything cordial. I'm going to set child support at minimum wage. Did you have that calculation, Ms. Laskowski?
Yes, Your Honor, I did do that. Minimum wage, $12.56.67 gross monthly income, $113 for monthly cash medical support to begin August 1st, 2023. 2 children before the court, no others that Mr. Williams has a duty to support. Net resources, $1037.29. 25% guideline percentage of net resources comes to $259 monthly current child support to begin August 1st, 2023.
So I'm going to order the minimum wage child support that she just said. Mr. Williams, you're ordered to pay $259 a month beginning August 1st, 2023, and cash medical of $113 a month beginning August 1st of 2023. All other issues are going to be reserved for final trial, and any of these issues can be revisited as well at final trial.
So since I had Destiny, I still have to pay child support for Destiny. I've been taking care of her.
So it's starting August 1st. I'm not dealing with the back yet. That can be addressed then, but going forward, yes, we're moving forward.
But
this is not a debate. That is my ruling. Ms.
Obviously.
Laskowski, do you have any questions about the ruling for drafting?
Non-disclosure for Mr. Williams's information, I guess that's.
Sir, were you asking for your information to be private? I thought he didn't.
Yes, because I had
He
custodial
testified that he did not
parentship.
have safety concerns. I just wanted
I'm
to-
sorry, Ms. Laskowski, what was your answer? I couldn't hear you.
Mr. Williams testified that he did not have safety concerns. I just wanted to be sure I got a ruling on it.
Yeah, so I'm only granting it for Ms. Sweeney at this time.
Okay, based on his testimony.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I signed a paper for custodial parentship. So since I'm the custodial parent of Destiny, How come?
Sir, that was my ruling today. You can appeal it, as I said in the beginning, or you can bring a lawyer next time, but this is the temporary order that I'm ordering today. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording and we're gonna move you back to breakout rooms. So we're gonna move you back to a breakout room where you can review the order. And you can ask the AG any questions you have about the ruling. And oh, wait, we need before you leave everyone and before you go to the breakout rooms, we need a reset date for final trial.
372 a month, sir,
372 a month.
for your two children. That's your current child support and medical support together.
How much Kanisha is going to have to pay?
Sir, this is my ruling today. At this point, she's not paying.
But
we're not addressing the back today. We can address that on final trial.
man, that is not fair. That is
Okay.
some bogus.
Okay, let's pick a date to come back, Ms. Laskowski.
I'm sorry, 8:38,
Bogus as fuck,
October
bro.
30th at 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
I'm sorry, what was the other date?
October 30th at 8:30 a.m.
We will do October 30th at 8:30 a.m.
All right, that's an even 3 months, unless there's a, request for.
Unless something is not.
And
And if you
was
call
on the
a lawyer,
phone
they might
interrupting the
want to
whole
file.
time.
Sir?
You gave her plenty of times. You gave her plenty of times to
Okay.
change her
Sir.
mind. But as far as me, you ain't give me no chance to make my case as far as me being the
Sir, I'm
parent
gonna
of
stop
this-
the recording and we're gonna move you back to
I know
breakout rooms.
I know that sounds about right. That sounds like that what y'all usually do.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Hang up this motherfucker. Yes.
If you could help them, Ms. Laskowski, I'd appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Williams, Ms. Sweeney, if you would please use the 4 squares that are labeled breakout rooms. You can hit that option and it'll return you to where you were previously assigned. And I'll get started on drafting this order and send it out to you by DocuSign so that we can go over it before you log out, okay?
I have one quick question. What is meant by non-disclosure?
Oh,
What,
You can
What is
ask
that?
that in the breakout room when I
Okay.
come visit you in there.
okay.